There are some art accounts that have been popping off both on Twitter and Blue Sky recently. Like for example, this account that has more than 11,000 followers on Blue Sky, and you know that Blue Sky is new social media, right? What are these guys doing? Well, today we're gonna talk to a friend of mine, tsunderemaids. He got to 10k followers on Twitter pretty fast, and he's currently at 2.9k on Blue Sky. And what he's doing is what I consider to be the go-to social media strategy for artists in 2025. I know a considerable number of you guys lost your jobs this year and are considering doing art full-time. If art is your dream job but you have no idea how to make it profitable, I have created the Full-Time Artist Roadmap, an ebook filled with current information and essentially everything you need to know about becoming a full-time artist, focusing on Twitter, Blue Sky, and revenue from commissions. This is the ebook I wish I had when I was starting out, and I hope you like it as much as I do. Chapter 1, the pillars of your art business, how to network as an artist, things not to waste your time with, and how to safely go full-time, whether you're saving or living with your parents. Chapter 2, how to pick a successful niche with examples of niche I've seen work so far, how to build a community, and what to do if social media still doesn't treat you right. Chapter 3, long-term social media game, learn how to set smart goals and learn how the industry works in case you want to apply to a company with a portfolio. Chapter 4, recommended platforms, should I make shorts, long form, or live streams, and what time to live stream according to your goals, and a quick introduction to YouTube for artists and types of channels that work. Chapter 5, what studies to do and how to improve your art on your own. Chapter 6, basic marketing for artists, how to sell your work as an NSFW artist, and the examples of funnel strategies you could apply yourself in 2025. This ebook considers your current life situation and will save you the headache of choosing the wrong endeavors and put you in the right direction so you can immediately turn your art into a business. It's only $15, and if you get it now, you get future updates as well. This channel doesn't have any sponsors, so I really appreciate the support. Guys, please welcome tsunderemaids. He is a friend
Hello.
of mine. He's a long date friend of mine, right? We have like been on calls together during streams.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
A couple of years ago, but
yeah,
yeah, we did.
now he is doing very well on social media, right? And when did that start working for you?
Since the beginning, I started by choosing a niche. I've realized that Twitter works, like, especially on Twitter. When we were talking about growing, I mean Twitter mostly, because it's the go-to social media. Or personally, I think that's one of the best places to grow on social media, aside from YouTube.
Yep.
So I think that I've realized early on that if you want to grow on that platform, you should pick a niche. And I think that I was very smart by choosing. Back then, I was like drawing Genshin Impact, and it was quite difficult, especially because I was beginning drawing. Like it wasn't. My drawings weren't that great, but I kind of saw a potential in Blue Archive growing in the West, mostly in the West, and growing globally, I think. And then after stopped drawing Genshin, I was like, okay, well, let me draw Blue Archive, because that was a game that I was personally enjoying a lot and making content of too. I think my social medias grew alongside as the popularity of the game as well.
Ooh.
So I think that I picked the right spot for doing it.
So it started clicking for you that it was working, picking a niche, the ending of the last year, right?
I think that my greatest boom was between 2023 and 2024 was alongside of that. Yeah, because I think that 2023, where I solidified my name in the community, where my name was become very, very prominent, and then with that, I think that was a lot easier to make content of. There are other topics that I could dive into, but yeah, I grew over the past 2023, 2024, because I knew what the community wants, and I knew what I should deliver to them in order to grow.
Have you been more on Twitter or Blue Sky lately?
Twitter. Blue Sky is a nice platform, but I don't think it's good for growth. If you want to gather like a small crowd, but I don't think Blue Sky is in that spot yet. And I think that Twitter is still, as a business, is the best place. That's why I'm probably not gonna leave Twitter. Because
Yeah.
as a business, it's a great tool. As a social media for you to just browse around, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm just posting on Twitter right now. I'm still posting, but I'm just like, it's an obligation. I'm just doing it because I need to. But my growth has been like way better on Blue Sky. I think because like
great.
I feel like Blue Sky has a tendency to gather older people just because of the nature of the platform and how you have to curate your own content.
Like I think that Blue Sky is the first platform that genuinely is putting kind of a threat in the Twitter and
Absolutely.
maybe threads that I think that it's worth investing your time into posting there, like establishing yourself in the blue sky.
The worst threat for Twitter is definitely Elon Musk.
Yeah, it's the guy himself. It's the only person that can end Twitter is himself.
Yeah, there are some risks in the strategy of picking a niche. So I heard you've been doing some things like to lower that
Diversify.
risk.
I wouldn't say risk, but there are kind of headaches or problems that you might face by choosing a niche. It's just like YouTube. YouTube wants you to have a niche, wants your channel to be a niche. Unless you want to be like a generalist content creator, which it's fine, but it's a lot harder to make. But if you
Definitely.
want to, like, this is like an advice for also can apply to YouTube. You want to have a niche public that is starving for something. The problems and the headaches, I wouldn't say that I'm facing, but it really depends on how you do it. Because once you establish a crowd that is following you for the content that you've been providing them for a long time, they expect you to keep providing them this type of content. But if you don't, then they might not like as much. Yes, there are people that are gonna still like your stuff because it's you, but the majority of the people that is following you mostly are expecting the thing that they came to your profile first. Let's say if you post something about Genshin Impact or Honkai or whatever, like any of other gacha games or other communities, and I grow a community around those type of content, and then eventually I don't know, just post a content of something niche. Let's say I post about a very like specific anime that I really like, but almost nobody have seen it. It's probably not gonna turn out well because most of the people were expect for you to post Genshin or Honkai Star or those type of content, and kind of alienates your community, the people that are following you, into only wanting to see that specific type of content. That's where you could say, yeah, I am on a very, very harsh situation because if I want to change my content, that's gonna be hard, but it's not impossible. It's just a little bit harder, and you gotta know how to turn the wheel on the other side. Like you're driving a ship. When you're moving too fast, it's very big. It's kind of hard to turn around, like to turn the ship around. It's because the ship is so big. It's gonna be hard. It's not impossible, but it's gonna be a little bit difficult for posting something else outside of the niche.
Yeah, there's a Japanese artist I know when I follow. The problem with Japanese artists is that they can choose whatever niche they want, and it can be something that's not hyped at all, and it's gonna work out for them regardless of anything. There's an artist I follow. She draws a 2003 anime called Ashita no Naja. It's an anime I really like, but the problem is it's not hyped anymore. No one knows it. But every time they post something about that anime in specific, it blows up.
I think that's the point. That's the something that I've been thinking about. How do artists in the platform, they post one thing and blow up? How that happens? I don't have like a concrete answer to that, but it's mostly about presentation of the piece itself. I think I don't know the artists, but I assume they're all really good.
Yes, they do, but you know that sometimes some people post only one thing or like two things in their account, and I feel like it's a Japanese thing.
Personally, I have a counterpoint. I don't think that's a Japanese thing. I think
Really?
this is mostly the Twitter algorithm, because I have like a recent example. I have a friend that he barely draw. He's working his side job. He have been popping off with his posts lately so much that it's crazy. And I think that he's not using tags, he's not using anything. He's just posting a drawing with a caption, and that's it. But I think that it is really interesting. I've been thinking about it because it's about the algorithm, understanding how this damn algorithm works. He believes the hashtags can be
They can mess up
a
your post.
problem. It can mess up the post because they kind of like, if you put a hashtag in your post, you're kind of nail down the people that are gonna see that post only to that hashtag, because you're already saying, oh, this character is from this place, so only those people that are liking this anime or this topic gonna see it. So the algorithm probably gonna think that where they should deliver to. But when you set as no hashtags, I think they can deliver to anyone. But I'm not sure. This is what he said. This is what the idea that behind he believes why it is working for him. But even him know for sure why is it working for him. He's getting like 20,000, 10,000. But then you ask, what is he drawing? One of his first drawings that popped off was Marvel Rivals, because it's a very, very popular game. I think he drew Psylocke, which is he's being a very popular character. And then he later drew Free Earring, which also popped off a lot. I think he got like 3 posts. He used to be Arknight's artist. He used to draw Arknights only, mostly.
Yeah.
But now he's like moving his content away to anime and pop culture, whatever, like with the Marvel Rivals. I would assume that the reason why his post is getting really good is because Free Earring is a very popular anime now.
Yes.
Psylocke is a very popular character for Marvel Rivals, And even my friends that also that draws pixel art also drew Psylocke art, which also did get quite a good amount of engagement. So I think I would call this type of posts like trend chasing. You're chasing the trend because currently Frieren is, even though it's not as popular as it was back when the anime was airing, I think that she's still a popular character. Marvel Rivals currently is the popular thing. So essentially you do have plenty of people waiting for original content from those franchises or games or anyway.
Since you mentioned your friend, did they at least post the picture with alt text? Did they at least give the platform something? Jesus Christ.
They don't post alt text at all. Alt text is kind of, you mean alt text, you mean like the accessibility thing, right?
Yep.
They basically don't use it.
So they just drop the image and that's it.
Yeah, they drop an image, write something, maybe they add some hashtag, 1 or 2 hashtag, because that's like an unspoken rule about Twitter, which
Absolutely.
is
Yeah.
you shall only use up to 2 hashtags, not more than that.
Or you and your family will die.
And
Thunders. And
they basically just only use 1 or 2 and you're good to go. That's like, even for me, I only use for Blue Archive posts. I generally use Blue Archive, the name, and then the Blue Archive in Japanese.
What do you think is most important, to find a niche or to find a unique art style?
The most important thing that you can do to find a niche. First, you gotta like the thing that you're doing. You gotta genuinely like the thing. Like, I love Blue Archive. Personally, I've been drawing Blue Archive for 2 years, basically, making content for this game for 2 years. I've been drawing those characters like crazy. It's not something that I do it out of have to do it. Like, you gotta do it because it's popular, but I don't like it. I'm just doing it for the views, for the engagement. No, I genuinely like drawing those characters. Also, because the character designs of this game is easy. Very easy to draw. Not like Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
I generally like the drawing for Blue Archive. And I think that first you gotta find something that you genuinely like doing it. Because like something that you're gonna do even if you're not getting anything out of it. For example, you might like Pokemon, right? You're gonna like Pokemon. You're gonna draw some characters from it. You're gonna draw the trainers.
I feel like Pokemon would be a great niche.
Kid, adults, teenagers, everyone knows about Pokemon. It's super easy, I guess. I think. I don't know, because I don't know. I never played Pokemon, but I think that's very easy to grow up with.
Yeah, and there are new games for Pokemon every year.
Nintendo, I'm gonna die, and Pokemon is still gonna be alive making games. Like,
absolutely.
they're not gonna stop making Pokemon. Pokemon is there to stay, so it's infinite content.
Yeah.
But there is also another topic about this, is that gacha games, why I choose gacha games? Because gacha game is infinite content. Gacha games is probably not gonna disappear.
Yeah.
And I would say this gacha game, but it's more about live service games in general. They always gonna have something new, a new character, a new story. So what it means is that it's infinite content for the community and infinite things for you to use for making your stuff, your drawings or whatever. So you never run out of stuff to do. So if you like doing it, I'm not saying that it's something that you should do, but it's one of the reasons why I chose to be drawing Blue Archive or gachas. Also, this is something that I've been trying out so many different gachas and stuff, so I'm very, very deep in the gacha sphere to know what's happening. So it's a lot easier to understand the community, what they expect, and the type of content I should provide to them, which is what I've been doing for the past year, is mostly understanding what the community wants and what the community likes to see, or what the community wants to find it funny, and etc. Understand the humor, because I mostly make memes, those characters. But for me to do that, you gotta understand the game, the culture around the game, the culture around the vibe of the community, what the community thinks about certain things about the game. So besides the point, I'm drifting away from the point. But you gotta like the thing that you're doing. You gotta understand the thing that you're doing in the community that you're going to dive into. So it's a lot easier to grow, because you're doing something that you like, and eventually, and essentially, you're giving like an exchange. What was the other question? Yeah, art style.
Yeah.
Art style is, I would say, it's complicated, even for me. Still, many newer artists struggle, and even myself early on. I've been experiencing this since I started back in 2020, drawing seriously. Back in 2020 was back when I was still serving the military and drawing on my sketchbook, because I wanted to leave the military, my service, to pursue art. That's mostly my story in TLDR. And here I am today, living off of art. And back then, I wanted to have a style. I wanted to be like those guys that I was looking up to. But initially, I don't want to be an illustrator. I want to make games. I don't want to be an illustrator. I want to be the guy that makes art for a game. I didn't manage to make a game yet, but I want to have a good enough style so I can make content, push content faster, or finish things faster, so I can eventually make my own games. that have my own style. They might suck, but it's mine. It's me. It's my drawings there, moving and stuff like that. That's my goal that I still have. So finding a style is gonna be something that you're gonna figure out yourself over time. There's no secret rule. For example, I want to make quick animations, funny animations for YouTube. I am making quick fun animations. Definitely, if I want to make those type of animations, which is also a problem on YouTube, making animations on YouTube sucks. Animation on YouTube sucks. Why? It's because animation takes time. And for you to make a good video that lasts around maybe 1 minute, takes a lot of time. You gotta think about a script. You gotta draw everything. You're gonna find ways to make the animation quicker.
And then you stumble on those channels that have like a whole production, a whole studio production.
It has a lot of people working behind most of the time.
Yeah.
So in my case, this year I'm gonna focus more on my channel for making animation stuff. However, I cannot afford having a very detailed art style. You know, I have to find a simple style that provides a message of the video, very quick, very fast, that I can do it without hurting my back so much, and provide the content faster, because YouTube likes consistency a lot. So I cannot afford to have like a very detailed art style. I have to find something that is easier to make, easier to draw, that doesn't break my hand in the process. So my style is a reflection of my goals. What is my goal? Make video games, make things faster, make memes, making videos, or essentially making animations. Because of those goals that I have back then, it was very easy to me to find a style that fits those type of topics. If I were to be an illustrator, if I want to be like, I don't know, Mika Picasso, the video, or something, right? I think that I wouldn't do this. I would try to study rendering. I would try to study like how the lights work perfectly, like study her artworks, be able to do a lot of things that I generally avoid doing it. You know, my goal is this.
Can I give my own point of view on this?
Yeah, of course.
Well, the question was finding a niche or finding a unique style. I feel like a lot of years ago, having a unique style was something that was more valued. And nowadays, I feel like I'm afraid of finding a very unique style that doesn't work with the commissions I have to make. If the style is cool and the client cannot imagine their character in there, well, then what's the point, you know?
Yeah. If you're talking about commissions, I think that if someone is commissioning you, I have this understanding that they want to see their character, their idea in your style.
Yeah.
They want to see your take on their character, because that's the commission that I've been getting lately. That is like, oh, I have this character. Can you draw this in your style? Basically, I want to see this character that I like or that I have in your style, and then in your own ways. Yeah. They don't know what your style have. They don't know like the process that got you your style. They just want to see how you're gonna do it. For example, I have like a mission that was like drawing a muscular woman. Like that was like a very big woman. That is something that I don't do. But the client likes it. I think they liked it because they came to me because they want to see my take on his character, even though the character is not the looks from the characters that I've been drawing so far. But it's just that he want to see what you do. What's your take? What's your take in their scene? Yeah. So I think that style is something that you shouldn't worry about, as long as you find something, a workflow that it allows you to make the things that doesn't break your like your hands over it. It's just
yeah. I was gonna ask about commissions too. How has it been like having a niche, specifically the Blue Archive niche, and getting commissions? Have you been getting a lot of them? Yeah,
I have both about Blue Archive and gachas, characters from gachas. For example, I've got some from Girls Sunshine. Those two bubbles, Blue Archive and Girls Sunshine, are kind of close in each other. And some of those people from Girls Sunshine do follow me, and then they came to me like, hey, I want to see this character from Girls Sunshine in your style. And it's basically, that's people from Blue Archive that come to me asking for commissions about Blue Archive. And because I've been drawing Blue Archive a lot, so they want to see that specific character from the game in my style because they haven't drawn yet. But there are also people from other gachas or maybe other franchise that came to me, hey, I want to draw this character. I want to see this character from Angeline, this character from Girls Sunshine. It definitely helps a lot. One of the reasons why having a niche, a community, a small community, like for these very specific games. I say niche games, gacha games, because they are not from the big ones, like Wuthering Waves and Gacha Genshin Impact. Those are the big ones. I'm talking about very specific, small-scale gacha games passionate people likes, and they definitely want to see more people making content for those type of games. And
Absolutely.
I think that helps. I think that about growth. My goal last year, back when in 2024, my goal I had like, I think that 2023 to 2024 was like probably 6,000 followers. And then at the end of the year, my goal was to get 10,000. My biggest growth was last year, like November, December of last year, where I literally grind followers. I was literally grinding followers. And I did everything that I knew about growing social media. And that was a very, very good experience. But that takes effort, a lot of effort. I mean that I was drawing every day. I was drawing, posting, drawing, posting. I was like crazy. I was on drawing every day.
Don't monetize my video.
Oh yeah, sorry. And then I realized that I've grown like probably 2,000 followers in a month. And I did everything that is textbook how to grow on social media that I've learned over the past years by analyzing and studying other artists, which is making challenges. Like, oh, draw this character, and as you get more likes, and retweets, I'm gonna draw something else. You're gonna see the next chapter, and etc. I knew that would work because I don't want to sound like, oh, he has like good following already and stuff like that. That only worked because I already had a good amount of people following me. And
absolutely.
And social media is probably not what you think it is. Not how it used to be. Back then, people follow you because they want to see your content. They want to see, oh yeah, I like what you're seeing. I'm gonna follow this person. Nowadays, it's all about algorithm. The quality of the people that follows you. I know that this is gonna sound a little bit weird, I think. But if you want to grow, what I've learned in this grind that I've done in the past 2024, you're essentially posting for the big accounts that follows you to push your post forward.
Absolutely.
It's not about making a good quality post. It's about catering to the big ones that follows you. Because those people gonna push your post further to their big followers. And those followers are gonna keep pushing to more and more followers. As they get more and more deep into those big accounts, then they're gonna push even further. And if you are in the community, those big accounts provides pushing even to other bigger accounts. That's the like a little bit of snowball effect, right? Because it's gonna keep growing because the big ones are pushing faster and faster. When I did the challenge, I've managed to cater this little challenge of make this character from Blue Archive ears grow. I managed to make those many accounts, even the big ones, share this post because I want to see what I'm gonna do. What's the next chapter? And it makes the people curious. And I think that challenge made me 1,000 followers. And then something that I did was a very, very crucial thing. Posts on Twitter last 3 days at most. After those 3 days, you're gonna see like very, very rare instances of people that are browsing your feed or browsing your account. They're gonna like your post, but don't expect the platform to push older posts to the feed anymore unless you retweet them. So after the challenge, I finished my challenge. Instead of stopping, I continue. It's like a how can I say that?
An addiction.
Not addiction. Yeah, I was addicted, but it's like a momentum, right? This is a momentum.
Yeah.
There are so many eyes in your profile. They are waiting for something. They're like, oh, I saw this challenge. Let me see about this artist. Oh, did he post a new art? I like it. And then I'm gonna follow him. And then he tweeted the post, and other people gonna see it. Oh, this new artist is really cool. Let me see. Oh, he did a challenge. Oh, I like this challenge. I'm gonna follow him because I like what he's doing. And then if you keep posting, more and more people gonna come out because there are so many eyes in your account. And so many eyes was sharing those newer posts that I was making, and then sharing the challenge that I did. When it got to this momentum of many eyes looking to my account, waiting for a new thing, it's a lot easier to grow. But then there has also a cost because you gotta draw like crazy. And that's what when I talk about art style, I have a simple art style that allowed me to make drawings quicker.
Yeah.
And that helped me in this time because since I was able to do those drawings so fast, and I was like posting 2 drawings a day. Also, I'm saying this, but I don't expect anyone to do this. This is like crazy levels of drawing. I was like literally waking up, drawing for an entire day, eating late, taking a shower, drawing, then get to sleep. And I finish the drawing, post it, start drawing another thing. But I don't expect anyone to do this. Please don't take this like a good advice for growing the platform. This is something that I did. I'm just crazy like that. This also helped me to get clients for commissions because I had so many people looking into my art and seeing that what I was doing, and that was also being used as a commission reference for future clients to what they expect from the commission. And it's something that was a very good experiment that I did, and I managed to hit 10K. Under 2024.
I think 10K is like a top 1% of Twitter or something. Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah, I think yeah, that's something. That's something. However, I wouldn't say that that's that important because now I haven't been posting as much because I've been working on commissions. I've been making some new posts, but they're not getting as many likes as it used to. But that's something that comes because I lost the momentum. I have to take a rest. I have to slow down and think about what's going to be my next step because every big step that you do, you gotta reflect and what you're gonna do next. You gotta think what's the direction you're gonna take with this, because this is like a responsibility.
Absolutely.
When you reach this level of many eyes looking at your stuff, you're not a small account anymore. You're not someone that is gonna catch those people to see your stuff. Now it's just about what you're gonna do to cater to the people that is following me. Like, it creates some kind of pressure in yourself. Now that I have so many people looking at me, what I do, like what I'm supposed to do now. Like, I can't just draw something that I like sometimes, because what if they don't like me? That's the fears that comes when you grow. That's what I've been through lately. Like, okay, I reached this point, and now what?
Yeah. And there's that thing like with having a niche that if those people are there for Blue Archive and not necessarily you, then you have a problem with like drawing OCs and stuff like that. I'm in a point that I'm like the opposite. I'm playing the long run game. So if you guys are wondering why I'm still like small like I am, it's because I'm like playing the long term game. I'm really like looking to improving my art as much as I possibly can, because I want to work for companies. It's good because, well, the people who are there are like legit there for you. But the problem is it's very mentally taxing. I could be doing something like Maids is doing, but it's
Is
like,
really what I want to do? This is really something that you feel like doing? That's what I said about
yeah,
find something that you
exactly.
like doing. Because if you're just doing it for the sake of doing it for likes, which is fine, I'm not going to judge you. If people want to do this, that's fine. But it's something that you have to like doing it, because if you hate doing it, then what's the point? You're gonna give up easily. You're gonna end up hating it because
Absolutely. There are
just doing it
two
because someone
games
else
you can play, the long run one and the short term one. And
Yeah.
yeah, if you want to grow like Maids, that's the way to go, bro.
That's like one of many ways you can use to grow your platform. That's actually just one of them. You can find like popular anime that's coming out and make like a drawing for Dan. That's very popular lately. Or Sakamoto Days, which is also popular. You can chase the trend. You can be the artist trend chaser that draws whatever is popular. Or maybe you're gonna draw stuff from a community that is very popular, like Hoyo communities. That's a gacha game. Or maybe you're gonna draw things for a more niche, like, I don't know, maybe Doki Doki, which is still have a very big community.
Oh my god.
Even the game is like over for years, but there is a very strong community that's like waiting, starving for someone drawing those characters again.
There's an artist I follow on Twitter. She just draws the Doki Doki girls as goth versions, and she's always pumping followers
Or
everywhere.
Hatsune Miiku's doing like crazy.
Yeah.
Like crazy lately. Brazilian Miku, like holy shit.
Yeah.
Then someone came out with like Argentina Miku. Then someone came out with there's some artist that drew the Miku Uno thing from the music. Like Miku is crazy popular lately. Like, she's even in Fortnite. I didn't buy her skin.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it's crazy. Just because like grow in gacha games, you don't have to. you're gonna find your niche place, and understand the community, understand the market that you dive into, and so you can make things that people want to see. I can't think about any other niche. VTubers. Yeah, make VTubers. I have a whole life. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
Okay. I'm gonna advocate here for a while, and I think like VTubers are not like a very good niche, unless of course you choose like Hololive. Hololive is a great niche, okay?
I think it is.
I was like checking some accounts that really grew from Hololive, and they are very new accounts, but with just drawing very well, they were able to draw for the Hololive talents, and they were able to work for them, and it's just like insane to me.
Blowing up can be a good thing, but if you don't know how to use it, it's just gonna be nothing.
Yeah.
You have to know how to direct those wave of people coming to your profile, so you can turn into more into permanent followers. Like, I wouldn't say permanent, but a fidelity of followers that wants to be there for what you're doing. That's the thing about growing a community. Like,
for someone who doesn't have a niche, do you recommend starting from scratch?
Honestly, starting from scratch is I would do it just for joke, for like just to see if I can get back. But I don't think I would recommend to start fresh. Every post that you make is a shot. Any post can become a viral. You just gotta make the right post at the right time, or maybe understand how it works. You gotta kind of like understand where you want to go. I want to reach this community. I want to be in this community. I want to make content for this specific community. Understand what's the popular artists from this community, what they do, and what this type of style this community expect or likes to see in this community, like from those big artists that makes content from this community. So understanding the big ones and know what's the kind of the vibe that the community have, and so you can find your way in. It's a growth over time. Growing over time is a lot. I think it's healthier than just growing out of a sudden in the long run.
Maids is basically on YouTube, he's on Twitter, Blue Sky, and he also has a Twitch channel where he streams like occasionally, right?
I stream occasionally on Twitch, mostly commissions. On YouTube, I only stream on YouTube when there is something popular, okay? And yeah, I make animations. I'm not doing animations currently because I'm working on a lot of commissions, but I will get back. And this year, I want to focus more on YouTube and to get back to making some funny memes because that's what I like doing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm everywhere. You can find me mostly everywhere.
All right, thank you so much, Maids.
Hey, thank you.